Imagine being one of only 4 players in Montreal Canadiens history to score 100 points in a season. The other 3? Guy Lafleur, Steve Shutt, Mats Naslund, all household names, all Hall of Famers. And you're the only one of the 4 to do it twice. Now imagine that almost nobody remembers your name. Pete Mahovlich was born in 1946 in Timmins, Ontario, the younger brother of Frank Mahovlich, the Big M, one of the most celebrated forwards of his generation. Frank was a goal scorer. Pete was 6'5", freakishly athletic, and a playmaker with a sixth sense for finding teammates in space. He was drafted 2nd overall by the Detroit Red Wings in 1963. The same draft, by the way, where Gary Monahan went 1st overall and Pete went 2nd, a fact that has aged extremely poorly for Detroit. Pete spent years bouncing between Detroit's NHL roster and their minor league affiliates before the Canadiens acquired him in 1969 in exchange for Monahan. It turned out to be one of the most lopsided trades in franchise history. Pete's first full season in Montreal, 1970-71, he scored 35 goals and 61 points, and added 10 goals and 16 points in the playoffs as the Canadiens won the Cup. His older brother Frank joined the team mid-season that year and immediately stole the spotlight, setting a Canadiens playoff record with 17 goals. Pete was 2nd on the team and barely mentioned. Pete Mahovlich's most famous individual moment in hockey didn't even come in the NHL. At the 1972 Summit Series, Canada versus the Soviet Union, it was Pete who scored one of the most spectacular goals of the series, a solo effort in Game 2 where he beat multiple defenders and the goaltender with a stunning deke. The Soviets were so impressed that when Canada and Czechoslovakia tied their final game and both teams skated over for a ceremonial handshake, Pete skated straight to the Czech goaltender and asked to trade sweaters, a gesture of respect that was entirely unrehearsed and caught everyone on camera off guard. The pattern continued. Whatever Pete accomplished, Frank or Guy Lafleur or someone else was standing slightly in front of him. In 1973-74, Frank's last season in Montreal, he again led the team in points. Pete had 73 and finished 2nd every time. Then Frank left for the WHA, and suddenly, Pete Mahovlich, centering a line with Guy Lafleur and Steve Shutt, exploded. In 1974-75, Mahovlich racked up an astonishing 117 points, including 82 assists, which is still the Montreal Canadiens franchise record for assists in a single season. Lafleur erupted for 53 goals the same year. Together, they became one of the most dangerous offensive combinations in NHL history. Pete and Guy became co-holders of a milestone, the first and second Canadiens players ever to hit 100 points in a season. The next year, 105 points. Pete reached the 100-point mark twice, the only Canadian in history to do so multiple times. He won 4 Stanley Cups with Montreal, 1971, 1973, 1976, 1977, and then coach Scotty Bowman, who reportedly found Mahovlich too relaxed and fun-loving for his taste, shipped him to Pittsburgh. Ken Dryden, in his celebrated book The Game, described Pete as easygoing, joyful, and a party-goer. In Pittsburgh, the fans adored him. The chant of "Pete, Pete" was a regular sound at Civic Arena whenever he made one of his end-to-end rushes. His final NHL totals: 288 goals, 485 assists, 773 points in 884 games. He never made the Hockey Hall of Fame, His brother did. His records still stand in Montreal. His name rarely comes up,